Howdy! Ranger Roadtrip rolls into Northern California by way of Seattle and Alaska. This trip will finish in Sandusky, Ohio. Today we are here about 40 miles south of San Jose at Gilroy Gardens. Now we are in the heart of California wine country. Will the clientele at this park be classy wine sippers? Or will this park be filled with coaster nerds looking to run up their coaster counts? Let's go find out. Here are the gate prices for admission. You might want to shop around at those prices, although you can get a value card for $48, get you in all season long. Gilroy Gardens has several branching paths that go right by ponds, waterfalls, and the trees. This creates a very mellow and relaxed tone for your experience. The star attraction here is the Quicksilver Express. This is a 40-foot tall mine train style roller coaster from Morgan Manufacturing. This is the same company that brought you Mamba and Wild Thing. This is a halfway decent ride, especially in the back seat. No real good place to see it, but the most comparable ride I've been on is the Roadrunner Express at Fiesta, Texas, although this is a little bit smoother. There's some helixes. There's obviously no huge hills on it. As I said, I believe 38 feet is the highest point on this ride. But it's a fun little ride, and it's got some decent forces and even a little bit of airtime in the back seat. From the exit ramp of the monorail, we can see a little bit more of the Quicksilver Express. As you can see, it goes up and down the side of the hill and through the trees. The second roller coaster here is the Timber Twister Coaster. This is a small junior coaster. It's a little bit bigger than just a traditional, what you think of as a kiddie coaster. Noteworthy here is the height restrictions. You have to be 51 inches tall to ride this all by yourself, or be 42 inches and accompanied by a responsible person. So not quite as low as the height requirement that we usually see on this type of ride. This ride's down for the moment, so I'm not going to be able to show you it running in action here, but this is a Sierra roller coaster. It's got these super long trains, I don't know, maybe like 14 or 16 rows on these trains. You do get to go around this course twice, and it's actually pretty good for what it is. There's a couple of helixes. The first drop in the back row is actually pretty good. Get some nice head choppers on the drop, so definitely a ride that delivered more than I was expecting it to. The Bonfanti Railroad is a scenic train ride through the park. You get some nice views of some of the rides, the water park, and the waterfalls, and the other scenic attractions here. Probably the most interesting thing about Gilroy Gardens is their collection of fruit and vegetable themed flat rides. Here is the garlic twist in action. Spinning garlics. We'll show you some of the other rides in a montage here. The Trio Monorail is an observation ride that takes you around the area that's around the Quicksilver Express. It tells you a little bit about the nature aspect of Gilroy Gardens, and it takes you through the Monarch Garden. We'll go through in a little bit, but this is a pretty large building, and the monorail takes you straight through the whole thing. It's pretty neat. In the Monarch building is a couple of ponds and waterfalls, the monorail up above, and a train goes through the middle of it too. Some vegetation, of course, and some interesting tree looking over here. Interesting looking tree. It's a funny shape for a tree. The splash garden has a small splash pad, and then there's a slide. This is not a water slide. It's just a regular slide. I think there's another smaller water area here too. The Water Oasis is the main water attraction here, and it is included with park admission. Let's go take a look. So the Water Oasis doubled inside for this year. I'm not sure what the new parts are, but at the entrance there's a couple of water slides and a splash pad. The back half of the water park is a water playground. There's a couple of slides here and plenty of ways to get wet. I think this is probably what the new part of the water park is. It's pretty small, but it looks like the paint's fresh. Looks good. Finishing up here at Gilroy Gardens, I'm standing on the bridge that walks you from the entrance to the rest of the park. This obviously isn't a thrill ride park. There's only one roller coaster, and it's just a mine train style roller coaster. One major roller coaster, maybe I should say. What I do like is that Cedar Fair operates this park. They do not own it, but they operate it. So if you have a Cedar Fair Platinum Pass or a Great America Gold Pass, you do get into this park for free, and you get to park for free. You get admission and parking as well. I didn't word that very well. But there's a lot of scenic things to look at here. It is really pretty here. It's almost at the level of Busch Gardens Williamsburg level of pretty. So if you like that sort of thing, definitely you will like this park. If you're looking for thrill rides, not the park for you. It's also expensive at that $58 normal admission price point. But that's going to do it. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to watch all of the rest of the videos on the In the Loop channel, and I'll see you next time. This is Ranger signing off from Gilroy Gardens.